Good evening and welcome to City National Arena, where your UNLV skating Rebels finally get back home after a road trip tonight. They host the Grand Canyon Antelopes on Dana Lane. Settle in for the next 2.5 hours as your 10th ranked UNLV skating Rebels take on the Grand Canyon Antelopes. In goal tonight is Jesse Gordachuk for UNLV. And of course, Jesse has had a fantastic year to start the campaign. And face-off is underway, and we'll talk more about both of these teams. And goal right now for Michael Barabash is in goal for Grand Canyon. Michael has played 6 games this year. He's 3-3. Goals against average 4.12 with a save percentage of .879 from Calgary, Alberta. We have our first whistle, 19:23 to go, first period. Face-off down in the Grand Canyon end. Face-off will be taken there by Pearson. And Pearson wins the draw for a second and been going back the other way for Grand Canyon is Payne. Payne tries to get it to the middle, finally does, gets it over to Murphy, and Murphy loses control of the puck as they go back the other way. Puck loose in the neutral zone as UNLV finally is in control, and back of Gordachuk. 1 minute go on the third period, neither team has a shot on goal. Puck out up to Williams, and it rolls off his stick as a bunch of antelopes comes over, if you will, and crushes him up against the boards. Taken there by Merolda. Merolda gets it out to the center ice. Nobody there to pick it up for Grand Canyon, and finally they do. Backhanded up to middle is Casio, and finally loses a stick. Here's UNLV back the other way. Have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Shot in and a save. 18:26 to go. Going back the other way is Grand Canyon. Here comes Rankin. Rankin looking for a partner. This is puck's going back the other way. And back in a neutral zone up to the right-hand side. The play is onside. Puck in and loose in front. Kick save. Grand Canyon tries to get it out of the zone, finally does, and we have a whistle. 17:52 to go, first period. No score from City National Arena. Face-off back down in the UNLV end. Michael Barabash in net, as we said before. Here's Malone, Paxton Malone wins the draw. Draw goes back to Turcotte. Turcotte trying to find a teammate. Finally gets it back to Malone. A shot in wide. Nobody there for UNLV. The jump on it, but a shot in on Barabash. And Barabash, I think, took the blocker and threw it to the right-hand side. Now back down into the UNLV end. Fought there on the board. We see Turcotte take a spill at the point. No penalty as the puck goes back out to the right point. Now into the corner with 17:18 to go, no score. UNLV breaks it out. Have a 3-on-3 trying to use their speed. Shot in on Barabash, goes just wide. He might have got a skate on it. There's a follow-up shot by Williams. Also in another backhander and another save by Barabash as UNLV has skated as well as they have so far in the first 4 minutes. Skated as well as we've seen them in the last 4 games, and of course all 4 of those have been on the road. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the broadcast goes on. Whistle play, and the puck will come back down into the UNLV end. 16:48 to go in the first period. Lines tonight is Kozubski, Cody Williams, Bryce Woodward as UNLV back down into their end. Here's Mayer. Mayer takes the faceoff, loses the faceoff to Stevenson. Backhanded in and kept in by Asaf. Chased there by Brask. Brass trying to use his muscle to move the puck along the board. Not able to do so as Grand Canyon finally takes control. Asaf loses his stick, and puck back out to the neutral zone. Shot in, and a save there by Gordichuk. And UNLV back in transition, up and down the ice they go. This is the last 4 games. You definitely can say that the transition hasn't been what Coach Vigneri Greener would like it to be, but it looks like tonight they're skating with a lot of confidence as they dump it back in. Then Barabash laves it off. And there's Lamont Stokes. Gets it off to the neutral zone. UNLV is going to want to make sure that Grand Canyon beats them in all 3 areas tonight. Defensive zone, of course, neutral zone, and offensive zone. Want to make sure that they force Grand Canyon to, they definitely are the faster of the 2 teams, so you're going to want to make sure that you use that speed as puck gets in at Kazupski. Kazupski trying to get separated from the puck, unable to do so as Kazupski does a great job of maintaining the puck, gets it back out to the point. Here's Toronto. Toronto just backhands it back in. Shot to the middle, low shot again. And Barabash almost got it, but Cody Williams shot it just high over Barabash. And the puck goes back out to the point as Grand Canyon trying to clear the puck, unable to do so, and finally they pick it up. Unable to clear it. Here's Kazupski. Kazupski skating with his head up, back to the point. Shuffling his feet, wrister in. Doesn't get in as it's blocked in front. Good job by Fink to use his feet to try to find an open lane. Here's a shot in front and a save by Barabash as Cody Williams had a 3-on-1 developing, trying to make the right pass, and then just finally shot it in on Barabash, who made the save. 5.5 minutes ago, first period, no score from City National Arena. And Las Vegas, Nevada is UNLV is going to take a brief 2-game homestand before they head on the road again. In fact, we'll talk about when UNLV is going to actually come back home again. It's not going to be for a while. Here's the Rebels up through the middle. Here's Fink. Fink diving in front, save! And now back the other way. Here comes the Antelopes, but losing the puck is Murphy. Big hit along the boards. Murphy loses control of the puck. Big hit and no call, which is good because usually when you see those hits, you get calls. And Grand Canyon finally able to clear the zone as Pearson was unable to keep it in. Cross-ice pass on over the Marshall. Marshall just decided to dump it in. Losing an edge there was John. Now John hasn't had much playing time this year, but John's going to be playing on that second line tonight. Here's a save back the other way, and UNLV, every time there's a shot in, it's quick transition back the other way. And UNLV certainly has their legs tonight, but again, no score. With about 7 minutes to go in the first period, or 7 minutes gone rather in the first period. Pucking back of Gordichuk. Gordichuk tried to give it off, and a shot and a save by Gordichuk. Good wrister just high, trying to pick the left-hand corner, and Gordichuk put his glove up and made sure that didn't go in the net. Talking to Coach Roy as the faceoff's down in the UNLV end. Puck goes in on Gordichuk. Gordichuk makes the easy save and dishes it off to the left-hand side. Talking to Coach Roy today. He's very excited about where his team is compared to where they came from. And this year they are certainly playing a very competitive schedule. Started the season off playing Division I, Arizona State, Division I ACHA, Arizona State, split with them. And then when they go to play the Division II level, they've been absolutely crushing teams. So even though their record isn't exactly what they would want it to be, they're certainly, that's a shot in on Barabash. Barabash makes a save, loose puck, and he UNLV end. Slapper wide of Barabash. Back out to the point. Wrist back in just wide of Barabash again. No Rebel there to pick it up. Malone was the closest, and he couldn't get a stick on it. The puck goes back out to neutral ice. As soon as this slows down, we'll finish a thought. Puck goes through the crease. Good move there by Malone. Malone tried to backhand it, couldn't get a clean shot off. Slapper from the point. Not a lot of wood on that from Toronto as the puck just trickles in front of Barabash, and we have a whistle. So 11:34 to go, first period. No score from City National Arena. Grand Canyon and UNLV tied at 0. Or scoreless, I should say. I know some people that will get on me for saying tied at 0. Not sure where that came from. Face-off down in the Grand Canyon end, would take there by Mayer. Mayer's taken a lot of face-offs this year. I think Coach Vigneri Greener really trusts him in the face-off circle, and he's done a great job as UNLV once again wins the draw. Back to Toronto. Toronto gets it down low over to Saphalos. Back up to Toronto. Toronto using his feet well to try to find a lane. Can't find one, so he just dumps it back down low. There's Brass. Sticks are flying everywhere, and we got a whistle. And it looks like we're going to have a cross-check. Rather, it's going to be interference, so we'll see who this is going on. So we're going to have our first penalty of the game at 11:09. At the 18:51 mark, we're going to have our first penalty. We'll see who this is against. Face-off will be down in the UNLV end. So obviously the penalty will be against Grand Canyon. So UNLV has their first power play opportunity, something I think that they would like to get going. Here's Malone. Malone looking for a cross-ice pass. Nobody in the slot area to pound it home, so it just goes back out to the right-hand side and finally gets poked out. Shot, and it hits the post and just out of play. Shot there by Malone. Malone came in with a head of steam, hits the post on it. And we were listening to the call on the penalty. Call goes to Shane Horan. Horan's out for 2 minutes. So UNLV has their first opportunity to draw blood here at City National Arena, so to speak, of course. Face off down to the Grand Canyon end, one there by UNLV. Back out to the point is Williams. Williams trying to find somebody in front and flips it in front, and nobody's there to poke it home. Great job by Barabash as Williams wristed in, and Barabash made sure there was no rebound. And there was a Rebel there to try to poke it home, but Barabash did a great job of making sure that puck didn't go anywhere once he got it. Back out to Malone. Malone looking for a lane. Back out to the point. Slapper wide. And Grand Canyon trying to clear it, but took too much time as UNLV's speed certainly showed up there. As Grand Canyon was trying to clear the puck out of the zone and took a little bit too long. You can't take a lot of time against UNLV. Even with Jake Sachs out of the lineup, UNLV has a definitive speed advantage. You can see that certainly on the wings tonight. We saw that a couple times as UNLV's winger went by the Grand Canyon forward and created an opportunity. UNLV still on a power play, 1:09 to go in the first period, 10:14 to go in the first period as the puck is wrapped around. Grand Canyon still unable to clear it. Back on over to Williams. Williams with his head up, finally gets it down deep. Move in. And a backhander in a save. Puck is still loose. And UNLV still in control back over to Williams. Williams with his head up gets it back out to the left point. Now back to Williams. Williams got a lane. Cross ice pass. And finally a shot, score! Well, Cody Williams found Jared Turcotte. And the puck, Cody was, you want to talk about a veteran presence out there. Cody was extremely patient. Didn't shoot the puck even though there was a lane. Tried to find a better option. And UNLV's on the board, 1-0 with a power play goal. And Turcotte gets his goal. That's his second goal of the year and his 8th point. And Williams will be on the board. That's Cody Williams. Cody Williams will be on his board with a 6 assist. That's his 14th point on the season. With 9:36 to go, and UNLV is on top early. Big hit right in front of us as UNLV still controls inside their zone. There's Mayer. Mayer loses the puck. UNLV still punches it back in, even when Grand Canyon controls the puck for a second. There's Brass. Brass backhands it. Was trying to find Mayer, and Mayer just couldn't find it because it was in his skates. But Brass knew that Mayer was all by himself in the slot area and just couldn't get it to him. And UNLV is as good as I've seen them play in quite a few times. Or quite a few games here, I guess 4 games here at the City National. Puck dribbles in on Gordichuk. Gordichuk lays it off into the corner. UNLV in control. If we're going to talk about time of possession, UNLV certainly with that advantage tonight. Here's Harrison. Harrison looking to backhand it in front. Nobody there for the Rebels. Harrison, another player that's getting some ice time tonight against the Division II Grand Canyon Antelopes, but don't let that fool you because they've given teams that you would think that they would lose to handily. They've given them fits. UNLV's trying to use their speed once again to get a shot off. Rister in front, blocked in front. Or Rister from the point, blocked in front rather, and we're going to have a stoppage in play. So 8:07 to go, first period, 1-0 UNLV. And as we talked about, we're going to talk about the schedule for UNLV it's crazy coming up, and it's even puts more emphasis on the fact that they have to get these 2 games. Even though they're 6-2 on the season, they really have to get these 2 games because we'll go through the schedule coming up, and it is absolutely crazy, including trip coming up to North Dakota where they're going to play Jamestown and Minot. There's a turnover. Here's Woodward. Woodward still skating with it. Off to Cody Williams. Williams tries to throw it back to the point. Nobody there, and here's a race for the puck, but Gordichuk comes out to play it for the Rebels. Lays it off to Eric Williams. Grand Canyon tries to set up something in the offensive zone, but UNLV's speed here's a little too much. Going back the other way, here's Woodward. Woodward he gets tripped up, and we're going to have a penalty. Woodward made a great move to the middle of the ice, and Woodward's speed was evident there as he was going for the puck in the corner, trying to cut back inside, looking for somebody in front to pass it to. Didn't find an option. But that move to the front caused a penalty. We're going to have a tripping call, and UNLV is going on their second power play. Already ahead, 1-0 with 7:23 to go in the first period. Face-off down into UNLV, and Jeffrey Payne's going off for the trip. UNLV wins the draw back to the point. There's Fink. Fink cross-ice pass on over to Marshall. Marshall gets it in deep. Cody Williams tried to find somebody in the blue paint area, and the puck goes through the crease. Didn't find its intended target on the other side, but UNLV still in control. Great move there by Fink. Gets a wrister off just wide. Barabash didn't have to make a save on that, but UNLV is definitely buzzing around the net right now. Here's Marshall. Marshall with his head up, decides to get it back to the point. Here's Fink. Fink back to Marshall. Marshall skates in, looks for Turcotte, can't find him. Marshall still controls, back out to Fink. Rister blocked in front. Good job there by Rankin, who just got in front of that shot. Puck still loose. Here's Toronto. Toronto back to the point. Fink skating it back to the Toronto. Cross-ice pass to Williams. Williams tries to throw it back across on a give and go. Now the puck is loose in front, a save. It is still loose in front. Nobody there from UNLV to grab the rebound. There's a shot from behind, no call on Marks. And a shot loose in front and a save by Barabash. I don't think Barabash got the whole brunt of the shot as it just kind of trickled into him. Now a cross-ice pass, a backhander just wide of Barabash. Great opportunity by Turcotte, and if you want to point to one of the Rebels that is absolutely flying tonight, it's Turcotte for sure. 27 seconds to go in the power play, 5:48 to go in the period, 1-0 UNLV, and UNLV goes back to regroup. And here's their next rush up the middle. Tried to thread a pass into Malone. Can't do it. Flying in is Eric Williams as he gets a shot in on Barabash. I think Barabash had to make that save. And UNLV quickly transitions right back again. Back the other way. Here's John. John lays it off. Back out to the right point. Wrister in front to John, who just misfired on it. Great idea there. And John not able to get a clean stick on it. Power play is over, so both teams are back to full strength with just over 5 minutes to go, but UNLV still buzzing into Grand Canyon end. Back to Harrison. And Harrison does a good job of keeping it in. Big hit there by John. And John taking his frustrations out and not playing as much as he probably would have liked. And calling for the puck is Malone. They don't see it as the puck finally goes outside the offensive zone, but UNLV just dumps it in and makes a change, and puck goes out of play. So 4:40 to go, first period, 1-0 UNLV. And we talked about the upcoming schedule for UNLV. They'll play Grand Canyon tomorrow night again here at City National, 7:30 p.m. Get down here early, enjoy the pregame party, because you will not see UNLV again until January 18th and 19th when Utah comes to town. And I'm sure they have that circled as well, because they're probably not very happy about dropping one of the games in Utah a couple weeks ago. But they'll be in North Dakota. They're playing Jamestown and then Minot State. They will play the next 7 games on the road as UNLV controls. Poked away for a second, but the Rebels use their speed to come back into the offensive zone. Cross ice pass to Brass. Brass shoots just wide. Rebels still in control. It's Grand Canyon having a hard time staying with the UNLV's speed. Puck dribbles out to the point. Deflection in front. Brass gets feeling it. Brass makes a big hit. He controls it back out to the left point, trying to keep it in there as Brass shovels it in back into the corner. Finally able to clear was Wojnicki with 3:39 to go in the first period. Cross ice pass. Here's Turcotte. And never called for offside. So 3:33 to go, first period, 1-0 UNLV. UNLV comes into the game ranked 10th in the country. They move down one spot after their split against Utah, and then they're split against Arizona State as UNLV wins the draw. Here's a backhander in front. Puck is still loose. Rebels trying to jam at it. And I think the puck is underneath Barabash, and they're going to call for a whistle now as Barabash just went down. And UNLV not only has a speed advantage, but they're also using that speed to get better positioning on the Grand Canyon University defenseman. So you can see the speed on the wings, and you can definitely see it as far as their ability to get to loose pucks. Their sticks are more active, which is exactly what you wanted to see from this two-game series. And UNLV wins the draw, still in front. Barabash uses his stick to get it away from him as Grand Canyon finally has an opportunity to come back the other way. Here's Heron. Heron shoots just wide of Gordichuk. Gordichuk didn't have to get down to make the save. 3 minutes to go, first period. As Grand Canyon finally is trying to get some sustained offense, but it's extremely difficult when you're it's extremely difficult when you're trying to find just an opening, and UNLV is doing a great job of closing down the lanes. And the transition game is at least through 18 minutes. Transition game is non-existent for Grand Canyon. Here's a shot in at Gordichuk. Gordichuk made a good save. Puck bounces out, wasn't able to control the rebound, and Grand Canyon got 2 shots off on that. Scoreboard doesn't, well, I guess it does have shot on goal, but pretty tiny. Back to the point, Wrister, just wide, another backhander just wide as well. Back out to the point, here's John. John shoots just high. Barabash had to make two saves on that. And UNLV is certainly buzzing. 1:42 to go. First period, 1-0 UNLV. Here's the Rebels back in transition through neutral ice. Now they have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Here's a shot by John. John just wide. Can't get a clear shot in on Barabash. And finally the puck is cleared. 1:27 to go first period. UNLV and Grand Canyon both make line changes. Cody Williams, great move there. Almost two great moves to get around Grand Canyon defenders. Still, puck is still poked away in a neutral zone. They're back the other way. The shot from behind, and the puck goes out of play. Woodward was using his speed there, and he certainly got around the Grand Canyon defender, and the Grand Canyon defender just uses a two-handed shove to the back. This is hockey, so let it play on, and didn't look like Woodward lost. So Woodward certainly didn't lose his footing on that, so we didn't have to worry about that. But I think if Woodward went down, they would have thought about calling the penalty there. 1 minute to go in the first period. UNLV still in control. Doing a great job of moving their feet. Rister in front. And Barabash finally gets down on the puck. Rister in front, but the Mayer was the closest Rebel. As the puck was loose for a second, and Mayer couldn't jump on the puck to try to get an opportunity in on Barabash. Face off down in the Grand Canyon end. Taken there by Mayer. And puck still loose underneath Mayer's skates. 46 seconds to go, first period. UNLV finally in control of the puck. Here's Plotsky. And Plotsky gets it shot in on Barabash from Plotsky. So 40.3 seconds to go in the first period. UNLV, even though if you watch this, I mean, you certainly have to, if you're trying to be objective, which we certainly are. I mean, they definitely have dominated in every aspect except the scoreboard, where they only have a 1-0 lead. Big hit in front of me by Toronto. Toronto, I think, made the hit on Payne. I didn't think he looked at me for a second, asking if I approved, and I do. Whistle blows, back in, face-off back in, and the Grand Canyon end. Cody Williams will take the draw, wins the draw. UNLV in control. There's Mayer. Mayer's stick is pretty active, but just wasn't able to control as Grand Canyon tries to go back the other way with 20 seconds to go. Finally in control of the puck. Finally found the cough button. 9 seconds to go, first period. Here's room potentially for one more rush. Shots wide from Mayer. And Mayer, there was a 3-on-2 potentially forming. But Mayer tried to cut to the middle of the ice. Couldn't really find anybody. Puck was deflected out of play. So 2.2 seconds to go, first period. Maybe time for a dropping of the puck. Quick draw shot, and a good idea there, and a good block in front. And the draw did go back to Cody Williams, and Cody wound up, but it was blocked in front. Good effort there by Grand Canyon. So we played 20 minutes. The 10th ranked UNLV Skating Rebels won. The Grand Canyon Antelopes nothing. And we're going to take a quick 15-minute break. Thank you for joining us from City National Arena between UNLV and Grand Canyon. We'll be back in 15 minutes or so. Thanks for listening. And welcome back to City National Arena, where the second period is just about ready to get underway. Shots on goal 17-4 at the end of the first period in favor of UNLV, as Grand Canyon tries to come out and mount some offense, which was difficult to do, obviously, with the 17-4 shot advantage. But UNLV still only has a 1-0 lead as Grand Canyon shoots it on in, and a save by Gordachuk. Gordachuk gets down on the puck. And Grand Canyon tried to mount some offense, start this second period. Bennett was there, talking to Coach Roy today, talking about Zach Bennett, and he couldn't say enough great things about Zach Bennett. And in fact, you know, if you look at it statistically, Bennett's one of these guys that could be playing Division I club hockey. But good job on Coach Roy to get him to come to play at Grand Canyon. Big hit in front of me to wake me up. Puck gets down into Grand Canyon end. UNLV tries to take a 2-goal lead, and they do themselves a favor to do that earlier than later, because the later that this game goes on, and especially the 1-goal game, the more Grand Canyon's going to believe that they're in this, despite this shot differential. Pushed down there by Bennett. No call there as play goes on. Puck bouncing back and forth and back of Gordachuk. Back out to the point. Two Antelopes trying to go after the puck, but they're too close to each other. And UNLV is able to easily clear it out of their offensive zone. Back on up to Pearson. Pearson gets it in down low. Here's a backhander, doesn't get to Barabash. And Grand Canyon back the other way. Here's a little bit of just a dump in just wide. And Bouvier dumps it in on Gordachuk. And that's really what they're going to have to do in this game. I mean, anytime they get it in the offensive zone, they can't be tentative. They can't try to make the perfect pass as the faceoff goes down in the UNLV end. They just have to get pucks in deep and try to win battles in the corner, because early on it's at least a period goes by. Here's a turnover. UNLV didn't have to pay for that one as they get it outside of the zone. And the Rebels control. Here's Turcotte. Turcotte gets it on over to Moeller. But really, the more pucks that you can get in on Gordachuk, it's going to be the better off you're going to be. You're not going to win the speed battle, so you got to dump these pucks in and try to win some battles. Comes Grand Canyon back the other way and decides to dump it in there, but it's for the purpose of changing lines at UNLV. A quick transition, it's going to be offside. So 17:52 to go, second period. Grand Canyon certainly have come out in the second period and probably have had more opportunities in 2 minutes than they had the entire first period. But one thing about Grand Canyon, if you look at their box scores, especially in the last 5 games, this is not a team that goes away. You don't just get a 2 or 3 goal lead on these guys and expect them to go away. They have not done that. In fact, in their last 5 games, they're averaging almost 2 goals in the third period. So it'd be good for UNLV to extend that lead to a 3-4 goal lead, because you can guarantee that this team is not going away. Puck loose in front, bounced there, jumped on by Brask. Brask couldn't get a clean shot off as the puck is still in the corner. UNLV still control it in the end. Cross ice pass on over to Mayer. Mayer settles the puck down, tries to get it back to Salafos. A game like this is good because you see a lot of guys that have not found the score sheet, or at least the time on the ice this season as much. And they're getting some playing time tonight. John is one of them, and Salafos is another one of those kids that are getting some extensive playing time tonight. But these are very important games for UNLV. With a huge road trip coming up, you certainly want to set the tone for the upcoming road trip. You really don't want to split these games at all. As Grand Canyon starting to play the dump and chase game. Janovic dumps it in. It's played there by Asaf. And Janovic finally dumps it in, but then back the other way. Here's Cody Williams. Cody Williams gets it off to his left-hand side, trying to pass back to Williams just outside the stick. And Williams wasn't able to get a stick in to get that puck in on net. Puck down in the corner, battle there. UNLV still in controls, get back out to the point. UNLV trying to get a little bit better spacing there as the Rebels in tight quarters weren't able to get anything of any significance off offensively. 16:21 to go, second period. UNLV 1-0. Here's a turnover. Payne tried to find an Antelope coming back the other way as he was somewhat could have went in on Gordichuk, but I don't think he had the angle, and I don't think his body was turned in the correct manner for him to get a quality shot off, so he was looking for somebody to come and help, and fortunately for UNLV, there was nobody for the Antelopes to help Payne. Whistle blows the face-off outside of UNLV, and UNLV wins the draw. I do appreciate the uniforms that the Antelopes have tonight. I love their bright numbers that I can read clearly as UNLV finally pokes it into the offensive zone. Taken there by Plonsky. Plonsky battles it, throws it down into the corner. Battle there by 3 Rebels and 3 Antelopes. Finally taken out there by the Rebels. Try to get back out to the point. No lane there to do so as UNLV still trying to battle for possession. If it goes back into the corner, now back into the point, there's John. John had it bounce inside his feet and wasn't able to control it until the puck came outside the zone, so everybody had to go back out again. Here's Toronto using a speed shot wide. Toronto, good job there using his speed going through the neutral zone. Nobody came out to challenge him, so John just said, well, we're going to try to get a shot in on Barabash, and not a quality chance, but a chance for him to show off his skills as well. 5 minutes gone, second period, 1-0 UNLV from City National Arena. I'm Dana Lane. Thank you for joining me tonight, and joining us tonight. And if you're driving by, please come on out to City National. It's the Rebels controlling back of Barabash. Can't find anybody in the low slot area, so they throw back out to the point. Here's Malone. Malone using his speed, trying to create an opportunity. But one thing that the Antelopes are doing well in this second period is not giving up any lanes inside as the puck trickles in on Barabash. Barabash, I think, sticked it away. As the play happened on the other end of the ice, and there's a shot in front and a score. Well, that was a quick tic-tac-toe pass, and the pass, we'll get the official word on who it was because it's a little bit of ways from where we are, but a backhander in front and a one-timer past Barabash gives UNLV a 2-0 lead with 14:18 to go in the second period. And we'll get the official word on who scored that goal, but very important for the Rebels to come out and extend that lead, which they did. And the capacity crowd at City National Arena pretty happy with that effort. And the face-offs will be taken by Mayer. Mayer wins the face-off back to Asaf. And as soon as we get the official word on who scored that goal, we'll let you know. Puck goes back to Asaf. Asaf with a head of steam. Cross-ice pass on up to Brass. Brass has a roll off. Paxton Malone definitely got the assist on that. We'll see who got the goal on that. And John Muller's got the goal. That's Muller's second goal this year, and his third point. Muller from St. Louis, Missouri, pounded it home. And a great backhand pass there, and Muller was there to push it past Barabash to give UNLV a 2-0 lead. So 13:53 to go, second period. Face-off down in the UNLV end. Taking there for the Rebels would be Pearson. Pearson will face it off against Payne. And the Rebels win yet another face-off. Puck going back to Barabash, trickling in, and loose there for a second. And we're also going to have a penalty on the... We're also going to have a penalty as well. Victor Brask is going in for UNLV. So Grand Canyon has their first power play of the night, down 2-0. And this is a golden opportunity for them to cut the lead in half. Brask 2 minutes for roughing. Here's Grand Canyon back the other way. Just wide back to the point. Back to Bennett. Bennett, their best player. Cross ice pass. Shot just wide of Gordichuk. Gordichuk was in great position. Nobody there to. And there's a shot from the point. And there's Bennett. Bennett finally trying to get back on the score sheet. Back to Bennett. Wrist just wide. Another save by Gordichuk. Grand Canyon still in control. Back to Bennett again. Gets it down in the corner. Back to Payne. Payne decides better of a back to Bennett. And it's pitch and catch with Bennett in Payne right now. And finally UNLV says enough of that as Hetzel goes and uses his body to try to separate Payne from the puck. Grand Canyon still has it in their zone. In back of Gordichuk. UNLV in control for a minute. And Bennett comes down to poke it back in, and finally UNLV clears. 12:27 to go, second period. 30 seconds left in the Grand Canyon power play. And this is an opportunity for Grand Canyon to cut this lead to 2-1. And UNLV takes the errant pass and goes back. Salafos kills off some time as they finally dump it back down. And UNLV might have a shorthanded opportunity. Williams shoots it in and a save by Barabash. So 12:03 to go, second period, 11 seconds to go in the power play. Skating Rebels 2, Grand Canyon nothing from City National Arena. Held there by Barabash and a short-handed bid by the Rebels. Face-off down in the Grand Canyon end. Won there by UNLV, huge face-off win. Penalty has now expired. Both teams are back to 5-on-5 hockey as the puck goes back down and back at Gordichuk, and we have icing. So Coach Roy probably went in at the end of the first period and said, look, boys, we got a golden opportunity here. This is the highest ranked team that his team has ever played. And certainly despite the 1-0 score, the shots on goal would indicate that UNLV had a tremendous advantage in that first period. Well, Grand Canyon has come out in the second period and been a completely different team, and I think you're going to see them dump it in more. But here's a potential 2-on-1 situation for Grand Canyon. Great job there by Fink. Even though he had two Antelopes on his back, he was able to separate them from the puck. The Antelopes get possession of that. They could have had a 2-1. Battle in the corner. Referee telling them to move the puck. Nobody's moving their feet or the puck at this point. They're still telling them to move it. They were stationary for a good 3 seconds. Now breaks out. Here's back the other way as Grand Canyon's going in for a line change. Hit a wrister and a save by Barabash. Wrister by Kozubski. Kozubski, we haven't mentioned his name much tonight. But another clear path. And one thing for UNLV that is evident when you're watching is not only are there shots, not only are they getting quality shots, but you're getting quality shots from straight on. It's not, Grand Canyon is not able to, and could have been too many men on the ice there, but we're not going to call that. Grand Canyon is having a very difficult time pushing UNLV to the perimeter, and you can't push teams to the perimeter when you have a speed advantage or a speed disadvantage in Grand Canyon's case. So UNLV is finding a lot of room out there just because Grand Canyon's having a hard time keeping up with them. But again, regardless of the outcome this weekend, you got to be happy for Coach Roy, and his team is certainly moving in the right direction. But these two games, even if they can split in Las Vegas, is certainly a feather in the cap considering where they've come from in the last couple of years. And you know, he's definitely building the program. The focus is definitely going to Division I. Here's a turnover. Going back the other way, shot in high. and out of play. Well, Zach Bennett, 2-on-1 opportunity going back the other way. Good defensive play there. Forced Bennett's shot out of play, and Zach Bennett's a kid that definitely Coach Roy is high on, and he's been very quiet tonight. UNLV's done a fantastic job of shutting him down as the faceoff goes into the UNLV end. Still battled for. Finally, Grand Canyon does win it, but UNLV takes it right back again. Puck still loose. Malone jumps on it as the puck finds its way to the opposite side of the ice. Turcotte with his head up, going ahead of steam, going right down the middle. Lays it off for Malone. Malone backhands it. We're going to have a delayed penalty. We have a penalty. And I think that penalty is going to be on Grand Canyon. We'll see exactly what it is. It's going to make the call. Could be a slashing call. But regardless of that, UNLV is going on another power play. Penalties to Jeffrey Payne. UNLV already up 2-0, can extend their lead to 3-0. The next 2 minutes they'll have the man advantage as they win the faceoff. Puck goes to the opposite side. Here's Turcotte. Turcotte skating backwards with his head up. Lays it off for Williams. Gets it down low. There's a whiff by Kozubski. UNLV still maintains control. Wrister in and a save by Barabash. Not a hard save, but couldn't control the rebound as UNLV still inside their offensive zone. Now back out to the point. Here's Williams. Williams gets it down low. Shot by Kozubski and a beautiful save by Barabash. Kozubski point blank. Cross ice pass and a shot by Malone. And another save by Barabash. And the puck finally gets back outside of the offensive zone. UNLV buzzing in the offensive zone. And UNLV, 2 golden opportunities, and Barabash stood up strong as Grand Canyon comes back the other way. Good job by Cassio. Cassio trying to kill off a few seconds, which he did, but UNLV quickly took the puck away and now back down into the Grand Canyon end. UNLV setting it up. Shot in a Barabash just wide. And UNLV getting shots at will on Barabash just about every time they go into the offensive zone, but Grand Canyon able to poke the puck out. 44 seconds to go in the power play. 8:47 to go, second period. 2-0 UNLV as UNLV goes back to set up. Here's Malone. Malone skating with his head up down the right-hand side, trying to find a trailer. Can't find it, but he makes a wraparound move, has it just fall off his stick. UNLV still controls in their end. Here's Marshall. Marshall throws it down low and then back at the top of the point to Fink. Fink receives the pass again, over to Marshall. Marshall trying to get it down low. He does over to Williams. Shot from the point. Here's Fink. And I'm not sure that Barabash got a stick on that, but the Antelopes are able to clear, and that's the end of the power play. As the puck goes back down, and Gordichuk had to make a save as that puck had some steam finding its way back down the other end. And now both teams 5-on-5 with 7:55 to go. Second period, 2-0 Rebels. Cody Williams easily accessing the offensive zone. That's something that UNLV has been able to do. When you have a speed advantage, you can get into that offensive zone almost at will. Puck down low. Shot by Marshall. Didn't get a good stick on it, so it just deflected away, and the puck finally goes out of play. So 7:30 to go, second period, 2-0 UNLV. And we got kind of a new video scoreboard here at City National. They've made impressive improvements everywhere in this building for sure. If you haven't been down here, I mean, do yourself a favor and come check it out. But one thing that, when you struggle with eyesight, I got to see those shots on goal. I'm going to bring my binoculars tomorrow so I can see those, but I'm assuming UNLV still has the edge on that. Puck loose, Barabash, and we're going to have another penalty. Is 2 minutes for slashing as Grand Canyon's going on another power play. Looks like the penalty's up to Assad. Puck is loose in front. Nobody there from Grand Canyon to jump on it as it goes back out to the neutral zone. Grand Canyon finally gets it into the UNLV end, but making 2 or 3 passes has been very difficult for the Antelopes tonight, as the puck is easily poked down to Barabash. Barabash lays it off, being harassed there by Mayer. Making it very difficult, making it so Grand Canyon, even on the power play, is going to have to beat them in all 3 zones tonight. Laid off to the point, nobody there for Grand Canyon to do anything with. Still in the UNLV end, Grand Canyon trying to just get quality opportunity, and a shot in at Gordichuk, and there was a good chance there, a redirection in front. As Payne had good position, the puck came on the pass from the left point, and Payne got a stick on it, redirected it, and Gordichuk gets down to make the save with 6:23 to go in the second period. Just under a minute to go in the power play. And again, a dominant effort thus far by UNLV, but it's still only a 2-0 game. A power play goal here can completely change the dynamic of this game. Here's a loose puck in front. A loose puck as Cody Williams tries to use his speed to go back and win the race and get a shorthanded bid, which he has already this season. Puck goes in on Barabash. Barabash makes an easy save and lays it off. And UNLV, even on a penalty kill, is probably the time of possession on this power play has been even down 1. As the Rebels still in control, here's Williams, Eric Williams. Williams eventually just going to dump it in on Barabash. Easy wrister. Barabash gets down to make the save. 15 seconds to go in the power play. 5:46 left in the second period. Interesting lines tonight for UNLV. John DeAndre, second line center with Jonah Pearson and Andrew Marshall. John Moeller, the third line center, who got a goal tonight. And it's good to see some of these kids getting some ice time. And it's not a reflection of how they feel about this Antelope team. It's just these guys, you got to get guys out there that haven't played in a while and certainly could give you 110%, which they've had tonight. The Rebels have been flying since the onset. Puck trickled in on Barabash, had to make a save, finally kicked it away. Now the puck goes all the way down to Gordichuk. Gordichuk lays it off as the heat is being applied just a little bit by Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon still trying to backhand it in the UNLV end. Not able to do so, but back the other way is Lawson. Lawson with his head up tries to get it back to the point. Puck still bouncing around trying to find a home, and finally it almost found a wide open Antelope going back the other way. And that was Cassio. Cassio had it bounce around in between his skate, shot in on Barabash. Barabash went down to make that save, and the Rebels buzz it again. Here's a rebound in front. Here's another backhander, and Barabash went down to make that save as well. 4:25 to go, second period, 2-0 UNLV. And UNLV still in control in the Grand Canyon end as they cycle it around. Trying to create an opportunity with just over 4 minutes to go. In control, cross ice pass to Fink. Fink wrister in just wide of Barabash, went in back of Barabash, so the Rebels and the Antelopes fighting for it. And back of Barabash, finally comes back out to the point. Here's a shot from the point. It blocked in front, and Grand Canyon is finally able to clear it. And we're going to have an icing. So 3:50 to go, second period, 2-0 UNLV. Probably the biggest win this year so far for Grand Canyon was a 6-5 win when they played Division I Arizona State. And Declan Carter in that game had a goal and 2 assists. And he had the goal in the early third period to tie that game at 3. And they finally won that game 6-2. And that's one thing about this Grand Canyon team that you can't take for granted. Shot to the point just high. Or pass to the point was just high off of the shot. but you can't take them for granted because through the first 2 games against Arizona State, I mean, they were outscored 6-2 at the end of 2 periods in those combined games, and they came back to make both of those games very difficult in ASU. They won the first game 4-2, and then Grand Canyon came back and won the second game, and that's against a Division I opponent, an opponent that UNLV has played this year and lost to and beat. Well, won 3 out of 4. Shot just wide. Golden opportunity for UNLV. With just under 3 minutes to go in the second period, UNLV wins the loose puck again. Another wrister blocked in front. Back the other way. Here comes Grand Canyon. There's a dump. Grand Canyon going into the dump and chase game. Big hit right in front of me. And a little shove after. And they're still talking. And now it looks like we'll see if we're going to have a call here, but Salafos was chirping with one of the Antelopes. And what's funny about this game, and not funny, but it's something to think about, Grand Canyon has been penalized more than any other team in Division II ACHA hockey. They lead the nation, and when I tell you they lead the nation, it's more impressive because at the Division II level, there's approximately 200 teams spread out between the western United States and the eastern United States. So to be number 1 of 200 teams in penalty minutes is quite impressive. Believe me, UNLV is not far behind, but in Division I. But the interesting point about that is that both teams tonight have played a relatively clean game. Last week against Northridge was an extremely physical game for Grand Canyon. There was a ton of penalties, and Grand Canyon got the majority of those. But tonight it's been a clean game for 2 teams that usually find their way to the box pretty often as Asaf tried to make a move. We're going to have matching penalties. Cefalos is going to definitely get one, and Tomlin got the other one. So they both got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, which I guess maybe think about. Certainly it made me think about the penalty minutes for both of those teams. So Cefalos goes off, and for Grand Canyon, Tomlin goes off as well. Grand Canyon now controls. Again, very difficult for them to get any kind of transition back the other way. A shot and a save by Barabash. Good glove save there. For Grand Canyon, the idea, I mean, you look up and down their lineup, and UNLV, believe it or not, from last year to this year is actually better defensively than they were last year, at least statistically. As they win the draw, it goes back out to the point. There's Fink. Fink can't get it in to Barabash. But if you look at up and down the lineup, as UNLV controls inside the Grand Canyon end, cross-ice pass, can't find a stick, 1:13 to go second period. UNLV is certainly shut down an offense that has scored a ton of goals, including one game this year where they actually scored 11 goals. But UNLV has completely shut that down. Cross-ice pass and a save by Barabash. 1 minute to go, second period rather. 2-0 UNLV. And that was recent too. That was, 3 games ago, they scored 11 goals on Long Beach. Zach Bennett had 5 points in that game. And they put a hurting on Long Beach. But I think if you're a coach, you also look at the fact that you gave up 6 to Long Beach. So here comes Grand Canyon back the other way. Backhander and a save. Good save there by Gordachuk. Backhander, first speed advantage that you could actually. I'm trying to find 37 on the roster. Can't find 37, so that's why we don't name his names. There's always one a game. Face off down in the UNLV end. It will be taken there by Malone. As UNLV wins the draw, but quickly gives it right back up again to Bennett. Bennett looking for his first point. Still has it in the corner, lays it back off for Payne. Payne finds the puck in front. They can't find anybody to poke it home. Scoreboard is on the fritz. Back the other way is Malone. Malone cross ice pass. Can't find a partner. So no puck gets in. Here's a wraparound. Good job there by Barabash as the puck is still loose in front. 27 seconds to go. Wrister in. And Barabash makes a save. And the period is 20 seconds ago, but then the okay, well, the sound, the buzzer to end the second period goes off because the scoreboard was on the fritz a little bit. So I think so everybody stopped when when the buzzer went off to signify the second period ending. I think what they'll do is they'll have to at least put 27 seconds left on the clock. And they put 15 up. Yeah, we'll see how they figure this out. Now, I'm not sure what happened because there was 27 seconds left and everybody stopped, and I guess that's going to be the end of the second period. What they should do is put 27 seconds back on because the play was clearly going on. Everybody stopped because the buzzer sounded. If I was playing, I would think that the second period was over, but I don't know. Everybody's going off quietly, so maybe it's me. At the end of the second period, apparently, UNLV has a 2-0 lead over Grand Canyon. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the third period. Guys, if you have a chance to get in here at the City National Arena for the third period. We're right in back of the Red Rock Casino. And if you want to see UNLV try to finish this off tonight, please get inside City National Arena. Standing room only as usual as UNLV tries to go to 7-2 on the season. We'll be back in a few minutes for the third period. Welcome back to City National Arena. This is Dana Lane, and we're just about ready for your third period action. UNLV is already on the ice, and Grand Canyon is just waiting to get on the ice. Not sure what they're waiting for, but they're being summoned to the ice and certainly have not taken that opportunity yet. I think the idea was Barabash, their goaltender, has had to come out first, and he was a little late, so the team waited for him to come out. Okay, so let me just, I'll give you the explanation of what happened at the end of the third period. So what happened is the screen saver, because it's a video board, went off, or when the screen saver went on because the video board just, I don't know, malfunction might be a little bit too much to say, but regardless, it didn't work for a second. When it came back on again, it picked right up from where it left off. So even though you could look up on the scoreboard and there was 27 seconds left, the real time was still going, and that's why it was the end of the second period. So that was all correct, and we're ready for 20 minutes of hockey as UNLV tries to run the record to 7-2 on the season. And Grand Canyon tries to improve to 7-3-1. And I think obviously the goal for Grand Canyon is get a goal early. And that is going to start with winning faceoffs. When they lose the first faceoff, so UNLV in control and back of Gordichuk. Gordichuk looking for the shutout. He's 20 minutes away. I'll give him binoculars to look on shots on goal as UNLV quickly down into the Grand Canyon end. Dumps it in back of Barabash, now back out to the point. Wrist back in, chased there by Cody Williams. Cody wins the battle as Grand Canyon is able to now clear it, and they're going to take their first change with just 30 seconds gone in the third period. Wrister in on Gordichuk. Gordichuk makes a glove save. Quick transition up the other way, up through the middle of the ice, and a backhander to score! Joe Kozubski took the feed and made a backhanded move, backhanded shot over the shoulder of Barabash to set the tone for the third period, and the UNLV Skating Rebels take a 3-0 lead over Grand Canyon. Keep forgetting we got a little bit of a monitor there, but it looks like Cody Williams with the assist, and Cody, nice pass down in the slot area to Kozubski. A backhander by Kozubski as he was all alone in on Barabash. And they have extended this lead to 3-0 with just 1 minute gone in the third period. That's Kozubski's. Well, Gordichuk's actually going to get the assist on that. So Gordichuk gets the assist on that. I thought somebody had touched it as the puck goes back in on Barabash. I thought somebody in front had touched that before it got to Kozubski's stick, but apparently not. Gordichuk, the netminder, as the puck goes in a high slot area. Deflection, but no, not a quality shot in on that as Grand Canyon tries to go right down the middle of the ice. Watching Nicky didn't get a shot off as UNLV was able to poke it away. Great move there by John. John backhander and a save. And John made a deep move to get around the Grand Canyon defender. As the puck back out to the point, now thrown back into the Grand Canyon end. Chased there by Moeller. Moeller with the puck with his back to the netminder, back out to the right point. Puck deflected into the corner. Moeller goes and gets it again. Moeller setting up on the left point. Gets it down low to Malone. Malone gets it back to Moeller. They're playing pitch and catch. Here's Malone going back on the short side. Makes a backhanded shot and a save by Barabash. UNLV still in control. Back out to the point. Overskated it for his second is Marshall. And Marshall loses the puck, and we're going to have looks like it's going to be, let's see if we're going to have a penalty, and we are. So UNLV is going to go on the penalty kill, and we're going to have a trip with 17:10 left in the third period. And you would almost say that this is a must-score power play for Grand Canyon, down 3-0. And normally there'd be plenty of time in a game like this, but because the ice is as tilted as it is tonight, as the penalty goes up, and we're going to give it to Plonsky 2 minutes for tripping, but so because of the advantage that UNLV has tonight, is they just have no problem even down a man heavily forechecking there, as Jonah Pearson goes in to harass one of the Antelopes, and Grand Canyon finally goes back and has some room to try and set back up on this power play. Puck goes on up to Bouvier. 16:29 to go, third period. Wrapped around and back of Gordichuk, and once again UNLV is on the puck, even down a man. 1-on-3 shot and a save by Barabash, as Harrison came in 1-on-3 and skated his way into a opening, and he got a quality wrister off on Barabash. 1-on-3 and on the penalty kill. So 4 minutes gone in the third period. 47 seconds to go rather, in the Grand Canyon power play opportunity, and this is a power play that they have to find the back of the net on this, because they're 5-on-5. It's going to be very difficult to create opportunities tonight as the Antelopes go back to regroup. Back off to Bennett. Bennett has been kept off the scoreboard tonight. Arguably their best player through the first 10 games. And UNLV does a great job to poke it back out into the center ice, going back again. 2-on-3, wrister wide. Doesn't get the Barabash, but again, UNLV carrying play down a man. 3 seconds to go in the power play. Cross ice pass doesn't find its target. It goes back all the way down to Gordichuk. 5 minutes gone in the first period. 3-0 UNLV, as UNLV easily kills off this power play. There's a hit from behind. We're going to have another penalty as UNLV controls. Rebels come into the offensive zone. Big move there by Woodward. Woodward trying to get it off his stick. 2 Antelopes harassing him, and UNLV still in control. Delayed penalty. UNLV will be on the power play if they don't score here. Puck goes back to the point. Back over to Kozubski. Kozubski looking for a shot in the left corner. Can't find one. Wraps all the way back out to the point. UNLV still in control. Again, delayed penalty. Here's Kozubski. Kozubski, one-timer and a save. And a whistle blows. And a saucer pass over to Kozubski. I don't know if Kozubski got all of that, but quality opportunity there and a save by Barabash. So 14:24 to go in the third period. 3-0 UNLV, and UNLV's going on the power play. The face-off down in the Grand Canyon end. Bouvier will take the face-off for Grand Canyon. And they had 2 penalties up there for a second, but I think it's just one, and it is. But UNLV wins the draw into the offensive zone. UNLV can really put the exclamation point on this game. Wrister blocked in front. Back out to Malone. Malone to cross-ice pass into crease. And we're going to have another whistle. And we'll see what that one's all about. Well, the puck was loose. I'm not sure why there was a whistle. Apparently there's some explanation given to John now. Not sure why there was a whistle as the faceoff was taken back out of the zone, but UNLV says that's fine. Here's Kozubski back into the offensive end. UNLV can put this game away with another goal. Here's Williams. Williams with his head up. Backhander in front. Can't find Kozubski. Kozubski found a soft spot in the Grand Canyon defense and wasn't able to get a quality shot off, but back here comes UNLV. Shot in and blocked. Woodward came in with a head of steam, couldn't get a quality shot off, but it was a good job by Grand Canyon to block it. As UNLV goes back outside the zone to clear, or to set back up rather, back into the Grand Canyon end. And Grand Canyon does a good job there on the right point to finally clear the puck all the way down to Gordichuk. 13-16 to go, third period. 50 seconds left in the power play for UNLV. And you would think with a man advantage and the speed advantage, this is where they could really excel here. And we're going to be off sides. So Toronto came in, I think they were expecting a pass to the right side. Toronto decided to keep the puck, and it was blown off sides. Keep forgetting I got a monitor. I should look at that after. So face off on the right dot, just outside of the Grand Canyon zone, one there by the Rebels. Just over 30 seconds to go in the power play. UNLV back into the offensive zone. There's Fink. Fink has Marshall, couldn't get it to him. Back to Fink. It's Fink and Toronto at the point. They exchange places. Here's Toronto. Cross-ice pass. Shot by Williams. I don't think Williams got all of it. That's Cody Williams. Loses the puck in his stick. Good kill there by Bennett, who offensively has been off the scoreboard tonight, but did a great job there defensively to disrupt the UNLV power play as the Grand Canyon has now killed off the power play. Here's Williams back the other way. Cuts through it to the middle and a wrister and a save by Barabash. And Cody Williams came with a head of steam on the left-hand side, cut right to the middle, and got a quality wrister off on Barabash, who made yet another save tonight. We'll see if I can ask somebody around me that has much better eyes if they can see the shots on goal. But apparently those people... but apparently everybody's into their phones. .12:04 to go, third period. UNLV in control. Here's Burrow. The shot and the loose puck in front trickles in on Gordichuk. Gordichuk makes an easy save, hangs on to the puck, and we'll have a face-off down in the UNLV end with 11:54 to go, third period. Same two teams back here tomorrow night, 7:30 from City National Arena. And puck down in the Rebel end, one there finally by the Rebels as it comes outside the offensive zone. Now bouncing around the shots on goal, 30-10. Had somebody go down and actually figure that out for me. UNLV 30-10 shots on goal tonight. And despite the differential in shots, you really have to give Grand Canyon a pat on the back, especially Michael Barabash, who's really stood up tall against the UNLV Rebels and goes down to make another save. And that's shot number 31 for the Rebels. Wrist shot in by John. Face-off will be down in the Grand Canyon end. Grand Canyon is a big team, but they have certainly not used their physical advantage tonight, and it's very difficult to do so when you're trying to catch something you want to hit. The puck bounces down in back of Gordichuk. Now cross ice into the corner out to Pearson. Pearson skates the opposite way now through the neutral zone. And so that plays offsides. 11:10 to go, third period, 3-0 UNLV. Top 10 ACHA teams. We mentioned to you before that UNLV is 10th in the country. Adrian 6-0. And there's some heavy games this weekend. Adrian 6-0, #1 team in the country, will play Liberty, who is 8-0. Lindenwood, who's #2 in the country, 8-0, will play #4 Illinois. And of course, Minot State at 6. The puck is loose in a high slot. No Rebel there to pound it home. Minot State 4-3-1 on the season. They will travel to Iowa State to play the Cyclones, who are 5-3, but ranked 9th in the country right now. UNLV keeps it in the offensive zone. Quick pass on over to Harrison, a little bit behind him. So the puck goes outside the zone, and UNLV decides to make a line change, allowing Grand Canyon to control the puck for a second. But immediately after the line change, UNLV goes and gets the puck right back again as they're playing pitch and catch on their own end. 10:18 to go in the game. Here's UNLV into the Grand Canyon end. Puck rolls off a Turcotte's stick. Can't find a teammate in front, a wrister that Malone tried to get his stick on and redirect it. Malone back with the puck. Cross ice and a high slot to Turcotte. And Turcotte forces Barabash to go down and make the save. And they are getting that room in the slot area at will. Here's another backhander by Barabash, or save by Barabash on Malone's backhander. And UNLV knows that they were able to get that position in the right in the low slot area. So a lot of those passes, when they go and get the pucks that are down deep, a lot of those pucks are backhanded back into the slot area. And more times than not that they find a Rebel, they're waiting to put the puck in on Barabash, as the puck trickles in again on Barabash. Cross ice pass, shot in just wide by Kozubski, and we're going to have a penalty. And the penalty is going to be on UNLV, and it looks like it's going to probably be a slashing call. But Barabash comes out, and another opportunity, and this is maybe too little too late, but they can get one on the board as UNLV finally touches up. Cody Williams touches up. So 9:21 to go in the game, 3-0 UNLV, and another power play opportunity for Grand Canyon. Face off down in the UNLV end. Again, won there by the Rebels, then given up again. Grand Canyon. Yeah, Joe Kozubski gets 2 minutes for slashing. And you saw that because he was fighting for possession of the puck and back of Barabash, but instead of using his body to separate the man for the puck, he used his stick and slashed right on the boots. 8:58 to go in the game, 1:37 to go in the power play. Another stop in the action. It's not usual for a Grand Canyon to not get on the board. They're #6 in the West, and of course Division II is divided up into 4 regions. And they're 6th in the West and scoring at almost 5 goals a game. That also puts them 20th nationally, so not normal for them to not get on the scoreboard. Defensively, it's a little bit different, but again, when you have 200 teams in the Division I level, when you're 97th nationally, that's not too bad. They're back out to the point. UNLV all over the Antelopes, not allowing them to get a shot. Here's a cross-ice pass by the Antelopes. Nobody there to receive it. Here's another wrister as Gordichuk is down for a second. The Antelopes not able to take advantage of it. And here's another shot finally in on Gordichuk. Makes a save that bounces off his chest. He's not able to corral the puck, so it bounces away. Nobody there for the Antelopes to get a follow-up shot. Now the puck is down low. Gordichuk goes back down. Again, nobody there to get a stick on it. And another shot just wide. So 7:57 to go in the third period. The Antelopes still haven't UNLV yet. And this is probably the first time tonight that the Antelopes have had an extended period of time, even on the power play, wind up thought better of it. Now down low is 30, which we don't have on our roster. Back out to the left point, dump back into the corner. There's Bohan. Bohan can't find anybody, so he gets it back out to the, here's a shot to the right-hand side, and Gordichuk jumps on the puck. Well, it took a little bit, but this is certainly the best effort tonight from Grand Canyon, is from an offensive standpoint, and definitely the best effort that they've had from a power play standpoint. Only a few seconds left in this power play, but again, the faceoff will be down in the UNLV end. And Grand Canyon tried to jump on that. Shot just wide of Gordichuk, and now UNLV breaks it out. 7:19 to go in the game. Back the other way. Back the other way was Woodward. And puck is loose in the corner. Woodward trying to get it. Gets bumped off the play as Grand Canyon goes back the other way. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Nobody in possession right now. Finally, the Rebels do get it, and that's Eric Williams as he backhands it into the Grand Canyon zone. Penalty is over. Both teams back to 5-on-5 with 6:49 to go, third period. The Rebels back in transition. And really, even if Grand Canyon loses this game, you want to set a tone for what tomorrow is going to be like. And I would think if I was Grand Canyon, I would use my physical advantage and see how that's going to work out. You might see that with the last couple minutes left in this third period. Cross-ice pass to the left wing, finds nobody. With a head of steam was Turcotte, but he had the puck poked away as the puck goes out of play with 6:19 to go, third period. So they clearly have a physical advantage. The problem is trying to line somebody up to actually use your physical advantage. And they have not been able to do that tonight. But with a couple minutes, 6 minutes and change to go in the third period, perhaps they might want to start setting the tone for tomorrow night as UNLV wins the draw. Rister goes low and back of Barabash. Turnover in front. As Salafos did a good job of getting it into the low slot area. Nobody there for the Rebels to get a quality shot in on Barabash. Now back into the other end. And just as we talked about the physical advantage there, we saw a hit there along the boards. Probably the first one that's Merolda with the hit. And that was probably the first one that, you know, probably to me that would send a message for tomorrow night. I mean, obviously you had some checking, but it's crazy for a team that clearly has the height and weight advantage that I think you start sending messages, and that's exactly what's going on right now. Here's another extra shove right in front. Another extra shove right there, and nobody made the call on Wojnicki. I mean, that was an easy call, and nobody made it. And the referee, I don't know what else the referee would be looking at, but we'll move on. 5 minutes to go, third period. Here comes UNLV, speed advantage, shot out front. Nobody there for UNLV, but again, Turcotte used his speed to find a wide open lane. Nobody was trailing because they're in a line change. 4:47 to go. And I think these last 4 minutes, you're definitely going to see Grand Canyon try to send the Rebels a message. The Rebels would do themselves a favor by sending their own message by getting another goal on the board. Here's Malone. Malone skates in all alone. He's basically made a circle in front. Here's a backhander and back in the high slot area. And nobody there. Mueller was in the vicinity, but Mueller wasn't able to get a stick on it. And now we have a offsides. 4:16 to go in the contest. Not sure if the camera gets on the scoreboard too much, so I just want to make sure I give the time so you all know where we are. And I can't believe this New Yorker just said y'all, because my wife is obviously rubbing off for me as a resident of Texas. Although I spent 2 glorious days in New York City, taking an hour and 10 minutes to go 9 miles this past week. UNLV down into Grand Canyon, and there's Plonsky. Plonsky still battling. Check that, John. Now gets it in back of Barabash. Here's Pearson. Pearson with his head up. Back out to the point. Wrister just wide of Barabash. Barabash didn't have to get a pad on it. He was in good position. But there was a lane for a second. UNLV still in control. Back out to the point. Swings it around to the right wing area. Now finds its way on top. Blocked in front. As Hetzel tried to wrist it in on Barabash, but it was blocked out in front. And the puck goes out of play. So 3:24 to go, third period. And Jesse Gordichuk is that far away from getting his first shutout. Gordichuk came into the year 2-1, looking for his third victory. His goals against average will certainly go down, or most likely, barring anything unforeseen. Goals against coming into the game is just a tick over 3 goals a game. Save percentage at .842. All those numbers will definitely go up and go down. Here back the other way. Here's Cody Williams. Cody gets it off, and a save by Barabash. Again, Williams had a lane and a step on the nearest Antelope defender. And perfect timing, not trying to make a move in front. That wouldn't have been the best decision. Instead, he got it off his stick, and UNLV possibly with a 2-on-1 high slot score. Well, Plonsky cut to the slot area. There was a screen in front of Barabash. And Plonsky unloads a laser past Barabash to put this one away. UNLV 4, Grand Canyon Antelopes 0. We'll see if there's any assist on the goal, but UNLV extends their lead to probably what they had thought would be an acceptable outcome tonight. And I won't lie to you, after the recent road trip, after the fans are now chanting Rebels as they should, commending the team for their efforts tonight. And after the recent road trip where they split 2 games in Utah, split two games in Arizona State. It looks like Woodward's going to get the goal on that, and Plonsky gets the assist. And sometimes from the angle, you get guys in front of you. So Woodward gets the goal, and Plonsky gets the assist. I just want to make sure that that's accurate. Big hit at the point. Cross-ice pass doesn't find Mayer. And now they are hitting as the puck goes just wide of Barabash. Puck goes back out to the point, and then jumps over the stick of Toronto. So UNLV goes back to regroup with 1:40 to go. So we just got confirmation that Woodward just get the goal and Plonsky gets the assist. 1:24 to go in the third period. And UNLV with the puck just a minute away from going 7-2 in the season. Hit a shot in on Barabash, and Barabash goes down to make the save. Well, UNLV is certainly happy with tonight's result. But you would think that certainly is not good enough if they come out with a split on this. The puck is lost in front. Nobody there from UNLV to claim it, to get a shot on net. 1 minute to go in the third period. But with the upcoming road trip, UNLV not only has to get tonight, they also have to get tomorrow's game as well. And I would think that they not only want to get the victory, I would think that they would want to get it in convincing fashion, as they're going to go on a road trip right after tomorrow night's game. November 8th and 9th will be the road trip to go to North Dakota As the puck trickles just wide of Barabash. Good move there by Marshall. Couldn't get a shot off, but it did trickle just wide with 24 seconds to go in the game. Puck fought there in center ice. A few elbows are being thrown right now, but nothing we haven't seen before. 7 seconds to go. The puck bounces in back of Gordichuk. And the final whistle is there, and UNLV goes to 7-2 on the season with an impressive 4-0 victory against the Grand Canyon Antelopes. Jesse Gordichuk with the shutout tonight, his first shutout of the season. And that certainly isn't to take anything away from Michael Barabash, who played extremely well tonight, giving up only 4 goals, but faced an avalanche of shots from UNLV. But remember this, guys, when you come in on a travel day, which Grand Canyon did, it's always the second day where you get a much better effort, where they get acclimated, get a good night's sleep, and come back ready to go tomorrow as UNLV salutes the crowd that came out to see them win their 7th game, and the 10th ranked UNLV Skating Rebels will look to finish this off tomorrow night. 7:30 from City National Arena. Please join me tomorrow if you can't make it out to City National Arena. Once again, final score from City National. Your 10th ranked Skating Rebels of UNLV 4. The Antelopes of Grand Canyon University 0. I'm Dana Lane. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:30 from City National Arena to see if UNLV can finish off the sweep of Grand Canyon. Have a good night, everyone.